The Cleveland Cavaliers have not only shown that they are one of the best teams in the NBA, they also have one of the most exciting cores in the NBA. And there's been a lot of nice storylines with the Cavs, the meshing of Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, the leap Donovan Mitchell has taken, and, there's some questions maybe about the fifth starter because I know they've rotated through the fifth guy between Isaac Okoro, Cedi Osman, Dean Wade, etc. But a storyline that was sort of underrated a few weeks ago but has picked up traction in the recent weeks is the development of Evan Mobley, especially since the new year. He took a jump starting off his second season this year, but since the new year, he has taken his game to a whole different level. And, he's reminded everybody that the ceiling of this Cavs core has not been reached in the slightest. Everybody between Mitchell, Garland, Allen, and Mobley are super young, with Mobley being the crown jewel. He displayed immediately during his rookie year that he is already one of the best defenders in the league and was a smart offensive player, though in that role he was more of a play finisher. And with Garland and Mitchell taking most of the ball handling duties and usage this year, Mobley is still a play finisher, but he has expanded his offensive game and has become more of an initiator, especially since the new year. So I wanted to talk about not only Evan Mobley, but Evan Mobley's offensive evolution, because the games since the new year compared to early in the season are they're night and day, but their incremental flashes is incremental on stacking day after day after day, incremental development. And again, he has reminded everybody that he has the highest ceiling out of everybody in the Cavs' young core, and how high this team can go, how high the franchise can reach its heights, like, say, a championship, will rest on the shoulders of this young 21-year-old budding two-way superstar. So let's talk about Evan Mobley. So up here on the screen, you're going to see Mobley's overall stats on the season, his stats before January 1st, and his stats since January 1st. Everything has gone up. Even in some stats, even if it's slight, it's still a slight improvement, and that's what we're looking for with Mobley. He's already elite defensively. The next step, obviously, as he gets older, as he gets stronger, the offensive side needs to come along, and boy, has it come along. The points are up. The efficiency is still the same, which is very impressive considering his usage has gone up since the new year as well. His assists are slightly up. His rebounding is slightly up. He's not taking as many three-pointers as he was earlier in the year, but it just goes beyond the numbers. The aggressiveness, the way the Cavs are leaning into Mobley's skill set more often, at least to my eye. I know Cavs fans who watch every single minute can probably speak better to it, but I watch a lot of Cavs games. They have a lot of players that I like on this team, and it just seems like, from my eye, the Cavs are leaning into Mobley more. They've leaned into his passing more. I just see flashes of how the Cavs offense can evolve in the years to come, because he is better at finishing in pick and roll compared to last year. There's just little stuff all over the court you can see on the offensive end where Mobley has improved. The Cavs have utilized his passing, posting up on the block. His decision-making, passing the ball, is just quicker. It doesn't take 5 seconds to process everything and make a decision. Mobley is a very, very damn good passer. I would even say elite, but obviously the Cavs need to lean into that more so Mobley can showcase it more so we can start getting recognition. But also just how everything works, his skill set, and how he is able to allow the Cavs to play 2 bigs at once. Last year, they were playing 3 bigs at the same time, and they were all different skill sets, but the guy who tied it together to me was Mobley, because he can move like a guard. He has the skill set of a guard. He can post up his little jump hook flip shot, or the flip shot he uses when he catches the ball on the move from a Garland or Mitchell pocket pass in a pick and roll is just more automatic this year than last year, and every time he hits one of those, every time he shoots one of those, I think it's going in. There are some instances like in this play last night versus the Hawks. Granted, Mitchell himself wasn't involved in this play, but this is the type of set that teams with versatile bigs like, say, the 76ers, the Denver Nuggets, the Sacramento Kings, and how they use Domantas Sabonis, where they park their big on the elbow and utilize his passing to see the entire floor and have cutters and people running off of him, or players running guard to guard screening off of Mobley. The Cavs are exploring, and Mobley is delivering, and his offensive development has just been so damn fun to watch. He's taking the ball coast to coast. He's pumping and driving baseline and either finding people or finishing himself. He is just taking more initiative. His elbow touches are up since January 1st compared to before January 1st. His paint touches have also jumped. There are just different spots he's being used on the floor more frequently since the new year compared to before the new year. His pick and roll as a roll man is very efficient, and obviously when you have Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, that pick and roll is going to be deadly. If you trap one of those 2 guards that's running the pick and roll with Mobley, you hit Mobley with the pocket pass, and Mobley makes a snappy, quick, short roll decision, or he'll drive it himself and hit one of his flip shots, or he's gotten more comfortable with this since the new year. He's taken the pocket pass and he's hitting that nice little 14 to 15 mid-range jumper, which he has gotten more accurate on per cleaning the glass slightly. But again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning of the video. This is slight, steady, gradual improvement from Evan Mobley since the beginning of the season, and he was already off to a great start in his second year. But the offensive production, the stuff that Kendrick Perkins was asking for in a segment way back in January or right around late December, asking Evan Mobley to step up basically asking him to step up his scoring and his offensive production. Mobley has done that, and he's going to keep improving. Now, of course, the final step is going to be, or one of the final steps, I should say, is going to be his 3-point shot, but I don't even think that's a detriment because Mobley is showing he's so good at everything else. He's already a great defender. He is going to be top 3 in Defensive Player of the Year voting. I have him in my personal top 2, but he's going to be getting Defensive Player of the Year first place votes. That's how good he has been. But it's the offensive side of the ball that just changes the whole paradigm for the Cavs and their trajectory with this specific core for the next few years. I was reading an athletic profile by Kelsey Russo, and after reading that, his jump since the new year makes all the more sense. Mobley made a commitment to himself to be in the weight room basically every day, and you can see that's paying off. There are a few times in the games since the new year where Mobley will catch the ball deep and he'll just move somebody with his shoulder. Like one of the clips right here, he is moving Brook Lopez, who is also one of Mobley's top contenders for Defensive Player of the Year, out the way for a basket. As Mobley bulks up, as Mobley plays more games, as the Cavs lean into Mobley's offensive skill set more, Mobley's just delivering. And the trajectory in terms of his development is just scary for a lot of people. I'm pretty sure I've talked about this on my video before, but I wish I had have committed to my take that Mobley was the best player in the 2021 NBA draft, because I just love big men, and versatile big men at that, who can pass, who can handle, who can defend multiple positions, not only defend and protect the rim, but switch out on the perimeter, which Mobley is elite at defending in isolations as well. And like I said, he displayed a lot of this stuff on defense during his rookie year, and he has only gotten better but it's the passing that was apparent immediately. The interior passing he does with Jarrett Allen, the back and forth between those two since last year. And this year, I mean, the Cavs like to run certain sets where Mobley finds Jarrett Allen in the high-low stuff. It's not just the passing from the elbow. It's the interior passing Mobley is able to do. It's the fact that he is able to find guys on the short roll. There is just a lot offensively, like I've mentioned 1,000 times already, that the Cavs can just lean into, and Mobley is constantly delivering. I made a video before the season started, an Attack on Titan Center Revival crossover. If you guys want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description below. I talked about the revival of the big man, how the big man is back, and specifically how the center position is back. And while Mobley plays mostly the 4 when Jarrett Allen is in, Jarrett Allen has been hurt a bit this year, so Mobley has seen a lot more minutes at the 5. But Mobley just adds to the continued revival of the big man, the skilled big man, the big man in the modern NBA. And honestly, Mobley could play either position and would be fine. It's why the Cavs playing Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley on the court at the same time works, because not only Jarrett Allen in his own right is a skilled big man with his skill set, but it's Mobley that ties everything together. And I failed to mention that this guy is 21 years old, and he is already this good. And by the way, since the new year, that's 38 games. So we have a large sample of Mobley's continued offensive growth this season. I can't wait to see what 25, 26, 27-year-old Evan Mobley looks like, because it just seems like he's taking advantage of his length more. He's dunking on everybody. More importantly, he has the confidence, it seems, and he knows how good he thinks he can be, which is half the battle if you're a player believing yourself to be a great player. And man, if you're just looking at the future of the East, the Cavs, they have already shown that with this core, they're going to be dynamic for a long time. But there are more layers, more levels for this team to reach, and Evan Mobley is the guy that can take him there.